You got it locked on Roadium Radio.
Hey Tony, drop that. What bass?
I bet. Dr. Dre in the place to be. Co-rockin' shit with my homeboy Steve. After Roadium, get stupid some. Yo, don't think that you can get none of Dre. The motherfucking doctor, the bitch hopper, the sucker motherfucking stopper. I'm fucked up, so don't mind what I'm saying. I'm just kicking it, but Steve, Tony, A, and Susan, yo, we be choosing dope shit to put in a mix. Know what I'm saying? We kick shit like and that's a fact. And if your shit ain't in a mix, you know it's whack. And that ain't no bullshit. I'm kicking facts on a serious tip. Word up, Dr. Dre's in full effect doing serious damage, boy.
Tony A! Tony A! When you're ready, go.
Welcome back, everyone, to Roadium Radio episode 179, and I'm here on a Thursday, and I'm usually just chilling on a Thursday, watching TV or at a restaurant somewhere. But I'm here, and I've been trying to squeeze all my interviews in from Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Sunday. I'm going to do it again next week and see if I can, but it's been weighing heavy on me. Other than that, I do it for the fans. I do it for the public. I do it for the artists that want their interviews, want their story told, want their music to be heard. And that's the only reason why I am here. Other than that, I could just be chilling. So, but I appreciate everybody that has tuned in, all the subscribers, everybody in the live chat, everybody who has supported. Much love, much respect to you guys. It's about the artist. It's not about me. It's about the artist. And I wouldn't be sitting here unless you guys were tuned in. I just got one announcement. Once again, submit your music to roadiumradio@gmail.com. Once again, whether it's an album, whether it's videos, but always please include a short bio. Please, I ask you once again, because I say this all the time and I still get it. Do not submit your music to my DM or to my inbox on Facebook. I never read my inbox on my Facebook. I tell people, contact me to the DM on Instagram. Do not send me links. Okay, once again, everything to roadiumradio@gmail.com. Now, my next special guest was here, I'll say maybe a couple of months ago, but we had technical difficulties, if you guys remember. And I keep my word and I reschedule because I think his music is great. I think he's a dope artist, and I believe that we should support him. So without further ado, please allow me to introduce Infinite TGM.
What's going on, family?
I'm glad you're here, man.
I'm glad to be here, man. Glad to be here.
You know, I know you. It's a little drive for you. How long did it take you to get here today?
About an hour and 20.
Okay.
Just because of the traffic. Because the traffic was kind of like heavy today. But usually maybe it takes me like maybe up to like 50 minutes.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But yeah, today was heavy on traffic. But it was cool though. You know what I mean?
I appreciate you coming through, man.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
I know last time that you were here, we were talking about toys, and I asked you if you went to Frank and Sons, and you go, not yet.
Yeah, I still haven't been. Still haven't been there. I still need to go. I just need to make time, man. I just need to make time to just head out there.
Now I have somebody, the Spice Smuggler. I don't know if you ever heard of him, but he's gonna be opening up a store, and he used to have a store called Heroes and Villains. I want to say back in 2000, and I used to like help him run it. Okay. And this guy's store was so amazing that, and I'm gonna go ahead and say it, even Frank and Sons didn't have anything on him.
Wow. That's crazy.
I think he had so much good stuff. When I say stuff, like toys, like still in package, out of the package. You know, he had an amazing Transformer collection, probably the biggest I've ever seen.
Crazy. That's tight.
You know, some still in the box, some out of the box. G.I. Joe, some in the box, some out of the box. Wow. Star Wars, many of the originals. I mean, and we're not talking about one or two, like doubles of everything.
Right. Mm-hmm.
His store was so good that I told him, I think it looks more like a museum than an actual collectible toy store. Mm-hmm. But he's getting ready to reopen another one.
Okay.
You know,
that's
so
sick.
So I'm gonna let you know, because I know you're into stuff like that.
Yeah, most definitely.
So I think last time you told me you were into Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, I have like a little figure collection and stuff like that. So
do you collect? Is it just because you just like it, or because you think it's gonna be worth something, and I'm gonna clock some money at the end of it?
It's kind of a little bit of both. I mean, like I grew up on it. You know what I mean? It was just a childhood thing. So like growing up on it and then knowing that they sell like the little collectibles and stuff like that. I'm like, okay, see, I want to see if I can get into like collecting it and stuff like that. See if it'll be cool. But you know, it's kind of a little bit of both. Like maybe one day it'll become like something of value. You know what I mean?
Right.
And, but otherwise, other than that, I just do it for the fun of it. You know what I mean? It's something I grew up on as a kid. My son loves it now too as well, so he likes, you know, seeing all the little things I collect it with him. He has his own little case, I have my case, you know what I mean? So yeah, it's cool, you know what I mean? Something I can do with my son.
That's nice. Like I have grandbabies, but right now what they're into is dinosaurs. Everything is dinosaurs. They're like, dino, grandpa.
Yeah.
You know, all right, go ahead and get it. But me, even at my old ass age, when I go to Target, the first thing I go smell the candles. Okay, I like candles, and then I go over to the toys over there, and then I go where the movies are at because I still collect Blu-rays.
Right.
But I still look at all the toys, and I look at like some Star Wars shit because I'm a huge Star Wars fan.
Yeah.
And I always think to myself, man, I wish I could have had that. I wish I could when I was a kid. You know,
it's all different now. Everything's super different now.
It really is. Okay.
Stuff like that.
I'm gonna share something with you that got me emotional when I saw this one toy. I went to Target, and sometimes they almost do like throwback toys.
Right, yeah, I've seen that.
Okay. Have you ever heard of Rock'em Sock'em Robots?
Yeah.
Okay. When I was a kid and that commercial used to come on, I used to run and grab my mom, and I'm like, yo quiero eso. Like, I want that one. We could never afford it, okay? Right. I saw it, and I thought to myself, wow, it's only $15. And I thought to myself, like, I'm going to buy it right now. And then I thought, well, who am I going to play with? You know, unless I punch myself out, you know, going like, you know. But that right there for me, it got me emotional. And here's another cheap one that I like to play still, Connect 4.
Oh, okay. That's tight. I have that with my son. I'll be playing that with my son all the time. Okay. So that's cool.
And Operation.
Oh, yeah. I used to love that game as a kid, too.
What board games do you like, man?
I used to play, like, what was it called? Trouble. Like, it's like the one with the little freaking ball in the middle. You just pop it and you move. That, I used to play Monopoly with my siblings as a kid. Shit, what else? I used to play with, they actually had, like, a whole, a Jumanji board game. Like, you remember the movie?
Oh, yeah.
So, like, back in the day, they had the actual board game. So, I used to play that with, like, my pops and stuff when I was a kid and stuff like that. That's dope. So, yeah, I was, like, very into that movie. Yeah, just pretty much it. But I wasn't really too in Operation, too. I used to play with Operation a lot.
What about racetracks? You ever play with racetracks?
I think maybe once or twice. I don't think I ever owned a racetrack, though.
Okay, I'm going to share. I only shared this one other time. I remember when I had gotten my record deal. And I got my check, big check. And I went to deposit. I went to Wells Fargo.
Right.
And they gave me my debit card. I had like $25K in there, you know, and I had a lot more coming than that, but that was my first one. And the first thing I did, I went to Toys R Us because I wanted to get something that I always wanted as a kid. And that was a glow-in-the-dark racetrack.
Oh, wow.
So I bought it, and I think it was like $70. I came home, and I plugged it in right there in my mom's living room.
Right.
So she comes and she says, "What are you doing?" And I was 22 at the time. And I said, "I always wanted you to buy me this, but..." and she felt bad. Because she goes, I know. And I said, "You just play with me." So we turned off the lights, and we were glowing in the dark. She was
just playing with it. That's tight. That's cool.
So that's a good memory of my mother, and I kind of got to relive my childhood in a sense over again with her. But now, I know. Let's give a quick recap for those that are tuned in right now, or those that are watching it later, and are trying to get an idea who Infinite is. TGM. TGM stands for the Grand Master.
Correct.
Not the Grand Master Chef, not the Grand Master of the Ku Klux Klan, but just the Grand Master.
Yeah.
Okay. And you are originally from the East Coast.
Right.
Okay. What part of the East Coast for them that may not know?
So I was born in Brooklyn, near downtown Brooklyn. So it's kind of like East Brooklyn, around there. I was born there, and then I lived there until I was like about, I think I was like 6 or 7. Okay. And then I moved to the Bronx. And I lived in the Bronx for a couple years, and then when I turned 11, that's when I moved to Riverside. I went to Riverside, California.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if somebody were to ask you right now, what genre of music are you? Because I know now this Infinite today is very versatile.
Very.
Okay. So fill us in. What genre or what genres do you consider yourself in?
I honestly, considering like the past work, the work I've been doing for the past couple of months, since like for the past year and a half, I literally consider myself a different kind of genres, like a bunch of different genres. So like, of course, I'm hip hop. Hip hop always comes first because I was, that's what I started with. I'm a hip hop artist. That's how I came about. You know what I mean? And so I've done hip hop. I've done alternative rock kind of things. So like I just came out with like an alternative rock album. I've done reggaeton like super urban Latino music, just super all Spanish. We just did that recently. What else have I done? I've done various other things, but I think right now those three mostly stand out. So it's like hip hop, alternative, and reggaeton, like the Spanish music. Mm-hmm.
And how was that going for you so far? Like, what is the feedback from the alternative, from the reggaeton?
At first, I thought it was like when I first was working on it, it was like very nerve wracking because I was like, man, this is very new. And like the people who know me know that I only do hip hop. People know that I'm the rap guy. Like everybody likes to see me rap. So when I started working, I did the alternative album first. When I did the alternative album and I put it out, I got such a great response from people. People were like listening in and they were like, yo, like I didn't even know you can do music like this. This is kind of crazy. People were surprised. There were some who maybe didn't like it. Maybe some who were like more into like my more lyrical like rap stuff who were like, oh, it's cool, because it was a lot softer. You know what I mean? Like a lot of the alternative music, it wasn't like super hardcore, like me rapping, nothing. Like it was literally no rap. It was just me singing over like, guitars, drums and stuff like that. So it was just very, it was very different. But for what it was, I feel like people really picked it up well. And I think people really responded to it well. I got a lot of good response from it. I think I got very little bad response from it. And then when I did the reggaeton album, I just dropped that recently. That one has gotten such a good response. That one has literally been blowing up since I dropped it. Because it's not only me. So with the reggaeton album, it's me and two other cats. So it's me and two friends of mine, my friend Angel and my friend Jay Supa. We've been doing music together for the past about maybe like almost 2 years now. We've been doing music for 2 years now. We've known each other for a while, and we kind of just got together to start doing music, all of us, just all three of us together. So we released English albums in the past. So we have this little thing called Toxic. It's like a Toxic. We have Toxic 1, 2, and 3. Those are albums. And we've released like another album all in English. And we just recently decided, we were like, you know what? Like, let's try to do something different. Like, let's just try to branch out and do something just like out of the ordinary that we haven't done. And we're like, well, we haven't done reggaeton. We all speak Spanish, we all understand Spanish and stuff like that. So we're like, why don't we try it? And we were like, all right, cool. So we started working on it. It was very challenging. It was very challenging because I had never written a song in Spanish. I had never written anything like that, like especially full songs.
And you write all your own lyrics.
Yeah. So I write all my own lyrics. And but with this reggaeton album, I do admit we all helped each other write. So like whenever we did do a song and we worked on music for this album, we all sat down together and was like, okay, I'm gonna write this, help me into like, just in case like the translation was bad or like the pronunciation wasn't right. It'd be like, yo, help me pronounce this a different way or say this certain differently. So we all kind of just helped each other write the whole thing. Like every time we linked in the studio, it was like, okay, I have this, listen to it, and then tell me what I can do to change it. And then we'll change it and then just go back and forth with that. So when we released the reggaeton album, we released it in the beginning of the month. People loved it. It got such a good response. Like all the streams went up with it. It was just crazy, and like everybody just really responded to it well. And I think it was because honestly, right now, I think reggaeton, like music like that, is like very in right now. Yes, and it's like very like on the charts and everything. So when people started saying that we were doing that, it was kind of different. But people were like, oh, I want to listen to see what kind of music it is, because nobody, like, especially with people who are into my music, they never like ever thought that I'd be doing music like that. But it's gotten a really good response though. Everything has been really good actually, and I've actually gotten very little bad responses from it. But it's been really good.
And as far as the reggaeton stuff, were you guys into reggaeton prior?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like we've always been into reggaeton. I mean, we go out, we hang out and stuff, and we go out to like bars and stuff. That's all we listen to. You know what I mean? People play like reggaeton in the clubs. And
girls love dancing to it.
Yeah, you know what I mean. So it's just it's like we're very into reggaeton. We're always like into like the lifestyle too. Like we watch all these videos. You know what I'm saying? We kind of like listen back to it, but we never really thought, we were like, oh, well, I don't know if we can do it though. It was very different, like trying to do this kind of music, because we had never stepped into it before. I know my friend Angel, he's done like Spanish music before, but like we've never actually sat down together to actually complete like an entire Spanish album.
Right.
So, but yeah, other than that, we love reggaeton. We listen to it all the time. Literally, every time we hang out, that's what we're listening to. We're bumping that. You know what I mean?
Well, that's dope, man. I remember the first time I was at a club. I was off right here off the 91, and it was called the Mirage, if I'm correct. My friend used to run it.
I think that sounds familiar.
Yeah, and it was like packed that night. I showed up with a buddy of mine, and a song comes on. And I'll be honest with you, I saw girls go insane because you know what song that just came out? I don't know if you remember that song. It's a dude. Oh God, what's his name? But it was a dope like some West Coast shit. It'll come to me. And they played that song. Everybody was dancing to it. But when they played this reggaeton, the girls like you could hear the crowd erupt. It was Don Omar Dile.
Oh, okay.
And I remember, you hear the and then like the music is like some cumbias almost shit.
Right.
I've never heard it like music like that before. So I went to the DJ and I said, "Hey man, who's that?" And they said, "Oh, that's Don Omar." And I was like,
"That's crazy."
I was like, "Oh shit!" But sick. The crowd went crazy, and then he introduced me that night. I got introduced to Daddy Yankee.
Oh, really?
I believe the Gasolina song.
Oh, okay.
You know, so and then I was like, holy shit.
Yeah.
But that was around the time that I started noticing the wave of reggaeton coming in. And this is early 2000s.
Yeah. I feel like that's where it kind of like took off for me too. Like when I was first starting to listen to reggaeton and stuff, like I first started listening to Don Omar. Like that was the first person I started listening to that had reggaeton music. And so, listening to that, it was very different. And I was just like, damn, like, this is cool, you know what I mean? Because it's something like I heard before. Like when I was younger, because we lived in New York, so in New York they play a bunch of like merengue and like bachata, a whole bunch of stuff like that. So I was growing up off of that as a kid too. And then coming to Cali and I started listening to reggaeton, it was like, it's different, you know what I mean? It's very different. It was like very more upbeat, more tempo. It was just like, so I got very into it at a young age, but never did I ever thought I was going to be doing it though. That's like completely different, you know?
Are you guys willing to actually perform these songs?
We have already. We have, yeah. So like recently we've been doing, shout out to my homegirl Mozzie. She's somebody who featured on the album. And she's actually been, helping whenever she does shows. She's like, hey, come do the show with us. You know what I mean? We're gonna perform. You can perform this song. And we're like, yeah, cool. So we've been in and out of LA. Like literally last week, I think like every week we've been going to LA doing a show. And we've been performing these songs. So it's fun. It's cool because like we've like practiced. Like we've had like little rehearsal sessions and stuff to like practice every single song that we perform and just make sure we get it right. Everything sounds cool. And so we have been performing recently.
Okay, I know your Instagram's been coming up, and it'll be on the details of the video once it's posted. But if people wanted to hire you to do some reggaeton stuff, do they just DM you?
Yeah, they could just DM me. We just started because we have our all three of us. Since it's all three of us doing like the whole reggaeton stuff, we kind of started like a quote unquote label kind of thing. Like we have like our own little thing, our own little collective. We just started, and so we're just trying to get that off the ground right now. It's called Toxic ENT. So we're in the midst of moving that right now, but we got an Instagram for that too. So it's Toxic ENT with 3 I's. So it's Toxic 3 I's and then ENT.
Right.
So yeah.
Okay. You know what? There's something that I wanted to bring up that kind of caused a little bit of a controversy with you.
Right.
And my thing is this, out of respect, I asked you, do you mind talking about it? Because it got back to me, because when I had you here last and before during the time we had the technical difficulty, we were supposed to cover it. One individual, I don't know who he is, and I don't have nothing to say bad about this person, but this person said, hey, you need to ask him, why does he consider himself the king? And at first I didn't know what he was referring to.
Right.
And then I was like, the king? He goes, yeah, he calls himself the king. He ain't the king of nothing. He ain't this. And he started little by little. So I just stopped him. I was like, look, I'm glad you asked me that. Let me ask him that tonight. And let's hear his answer before you make up your mind. And then he sent me the video that you were talking about that somebody made of you. Okay. So, this is the third time I met you. And you come off like a real quiet, at least for me, humble guy for the least couple of hours that you've been here.
Appreciate it.
Okay. And so sometimes when I meet people like you, and then I start hearing negative things, and then I hang out with you, what they say and the way you are, it doesn't match.
Right.
It doesn't match. And I wish people would use a little bit more common sense instead of just believing what's on social media.
Right. Yeah. And it's funny because most of these people who are saying things like that have never kicked it with me a day in their life. You know what I mean? Most of these people who say things and who bring up stuff like have never hung out with me, who like people who know me, like who really know me, they know what's up. You know what I mean? They know who I am as a person. They know how I am as a person. So whenever somebody for some reason says something about me that I've never seen or I've never kicked it with in person and never chopped it up with, I don't mind it. Because at the end of the day, it's like somebody's always going to have something to say about you. And regardless, it's like once you're doing stuff and people see you moving and people see you like, you know, making moves and being in, like involved, people are going to hate and people are going to get, you know, all kinds of different like upset and just like come up with like crazy stories and a whole bunch of stuff. So, you know, the whole thing behind the so I made a song called King of the Rib. That's what it was.
Okay. I have King of the Rib 1 and 2. Mm-hmm. Speak on those, please.
So the first King of the Rib I made back when the pandemic had first started. I made this song called King of the Rib, and it was just me being on some cocky rapper shit. That's all it was at first. Like it was just me like saying like fuck it, like I'm a rapper. I'm representing from my city. This is a city where I feel like I've grown. You know, I've been in Riverside for 15 years. Yeah. I've, you know, spent my life. I graduated there. You know, all my, you know, I'm proud to say like, yeah, I'm born in New York and all that, but I'm proud to say that I'm from Riverside. You know what I'm saying? Yes. So, growing up in Riverside, doing all that, I said, you know, why not put on for my city and say, fuck it. If I felt like in my mind, I was like, yo, if anybody feels like they're good at something and if they're the king of something, they should just say it. Even if for some reason, like somebody else wanted to say they were king of the rib because I said I was king of the rib. Okay, that's cool. Go ahead and say that. That's cool. That's what you should be thinking because that's how you should bring yourself up as an artist. You should always think you're the best. You should always think you're a great artist. You're good at what you do. You know what I'm saying? So when I came out with the track, it was just to show up for my city and show people how talented I am and show people how well I use my words when it comes to rap and lyrical ability and stuff like that. It was also the reason why I started it was because I kind of had like a little. I was thinking to myself one day. And I was like, you know what? I do all this shit. I do all this I get myself into so much things. Like I record my own songs. I mix and master my own songs. I shoot my own videos. I edit my own videos. I go as far as like doing everything like hand and foot. You know, the only thing I don't do is produce. Okay. You know what I mean? The only thing I don't do is make beats. But everything else as far as like videography, editing, all that other stuff, I do it myself. And I was thinking about it, and like I said, everybody should have this mentality where they think like, man, ain't nobody doing it like me. Ain't nobody doing this because I know what I know what I'm capable of doing. Right. So me being that person, I just thought about it and I was like, dude, like nobody's out here doing the same thing. Like you'll find like, especially in Riverside, you'll find people who are doing it in parts. Like this guy will probably do video editing. This guy will probably do mixing and mastering. This guy will probably do recording. There's, you know, all separated in, you know, their own little regions and stuff. But I have yet to meet, and I could be wrong. You know what I mean? Like there could be people who do all of it and just probably just I don't know. But as far as as far as I'm concerned, I've never met anyone in my city who's been doing it the way I've been doing it. As far as like doing all the promotion, mixing and mastering, doing the streams that I've been doing, and doing it all on their own by themselves. Right. So because of that, I felt like it was cool for me to call myself the king of Riverside because I felt like as far as the music, nobody was working harder than I was. But unfortunately, what it comes with that is a bunch of people who like to twist and make up shit that's not true. So when I first came out with that, it became more of a hood politic thing than it was a rapping music thing. Like it was supposed to be only strictly music, but of course there were people who twist and turn my words and made it into something that it wasn't. And so when I first came out with King of the Riv 1, people were cool with it. People were cool with King of the Riv 1. It was cool. Like, people fucked with it. And they were like, yo, this is dope. Yeah. But then, you know, of course, there were the naysayers who were like, nah, bro, like, you got to stop saying that. You can't be saying that. There's people who've put on before you, who come from Riverside, who have better streams than you, who have this and this and that. And I'm like, you know, okay, fine. Like, I get that. Granted, that's cool. But I still want to, if I want to put on for Riverside my way and say I'm the king of my city, there shouldn't be a problem with that. Like, if you think you're the king, be the king. If you think I'm not the king, prove me wrong. You know what I'm saying? So
right.
It was just more of that. But then I came out with King of the Rift 2. So King of the Rift 2, I dropped early March of this year. Excuse me. I dropped King of the Rift 2 March of this year. The reason why I dropped King of the Rift 2 was because, again, it always comes down to just me just being a rapper. And in rap and hip hop, it's competitive. You know what I mean? You have competitive. Us as artists, we're competitive at nature. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just how it is. Like, people always want to be better, and people always want to be the best. People always want to be, the greatest and stuff. So, all I did was talk my shit once again on another track. But the things that I said on King of the Rift 2 were highly misunderstood and highly taken.
Like, give me an example of how they could have twisted it.
So there's a line that I say on King of the Rift 2 that I said, it's open season on the east side. I said that in the terms of meaning that whoever is opposing, because I'm from I live in the east side.
Yes.
I'm not affiliated with any, any kind of like, gangs or stuff like that. But any hood. But I've grown up in the smack dab middle of the whole shit. You know what I mean? I've grown up in the middle of the east side. That's where I'm from. That's where I live. So my whole thing with that was saying, oh, it's open season on the east side. It was anybody who was opposing my region, anybody who was opposing where I'm from, anybody who was opposing or trying to come at my section, the place where I live, can, we can go back and forth on the track. We can go, that's what it is. I'm calling out any rapper, any artist who thinks they're better, who thinks they can do this and do that. Show up.
At their craft.
Yeah. Like at the craft. Yeah, show up. If people think people claim they're the best all the time, but little do they ever show it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's like, I was just saying, like, yo, if people think, and there's a lot of talk sometimes, like from where I'm from, they're saying like, oh, like, Riverside is whatever. Riverside, IE doesn't have the good artists. IE is this, IE is that. And it's like, okay, well, my section got it. I know a bunch of IE rappers and a bunch of East Side rappers that I know that are good, that can murder a lot of these dudes who are famous now. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's like, all right, so come at, it's open season. Come at us. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We'll hit you with the bars. We'll hit you with whatever. You know what I mean? But unfortunately, that line got me into a lot of trouble. That line got me into a place where it was just really bad. I had to like go like back and forth between people, and it got me in a bad position with a lot of people who were from the hoods in my neighborhood. So people took it the wrong way, and as soon as people took it the wrong way, I had a lot of people that I knew that turned their back on me, who kind of just said, you know what, I'm not kind of fucking with what you're doing. I don't know what you did mean by that. But because they thought, what they initially thought when I said that was, they thought I was disrespecting the East Side. They thought that I was calling out people from East Side, saying like, yo, I want everybody to know that I'm killing off everybody on the East Side. And it was not like that. Yeah. So people took that. But I understand where that confusion does come from, though. I understand maybe I should have chosen my words differently when I said that. But at the end of the day, it's all just rap shit. That's where I was coming from.
Run DMC had a song, and it went, I'm the king of rock, there is none higher. Mm-hmm. Sucker MCs should call me sire. Now, was he really saying that he was the king of rock? That was just a song.
Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm.
Okay, you called yourself the king. It's just a song. And you're saying, you know what, if you got bars, let's go.
Yeah, exactly. But exactly what it was.
Did anybody ever try to take the time and say, Big Dog, like, you're my homie, and they're saying this? What did you mean? Did anybody ever try to do that?
Only a couple of my closest friends. Only a couple of my friends. Anybody who's ever listened to the song who I don't know and who is from my city have automatically got pissed off at me. Have automatically talked shit, said bad things about me, said things, I was this and I was that, and all this other complete bullshit that people keep spreading about me. And so, it's cool. Like I said, it didn't matter to me that people didn't understand. Because at the end of the day, I felt like, nobody's ever going to understand what I'm trying to do, nor should they. You know what I'm saying? Like, at the end of the day, it is what it is. And if people want to ask me about it, I've always been open to anybody asking me about anything. Like, if you guys want to talk about it, talk to me about it. Hit me up. Hey, what did you mean on this track? What did you mean about it? I'll tell you exactly what I meant. It ain't gonna be no bullshit. It ain't gonna be no lies, and that's the story I've been sticking to because that's the truth. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Look, lies always change. Okay.
Right.
The truth never changes. Okay. And I'm gonna say that again. Lies always change. The truth never changes. Stick to the truth, and people want to ask you. You're just gonna give them the same thing over and over again.
Right.
But ultimately, they're the ones that are gonna have to say, you know what? Do I believe them or do I not? And then it's fine.
Right.
And it's fine, but you're taking the time to explain what you meant, and it was just a song. You know. And do you still live there?
Yeah, I live like that's why I didn't understand when people were saying that. I'm like, bro, I live in smack in the middle of the East Side. Like, why would I sit here and disrespect somewhere I live? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like somewhere where it's easy access to like get to me if possible. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like. That made no sense to me. That's why I felt like people didn't really think about it. People kind of just like went with the flow. And if somebody said something about me, they kind of just went with whatever they were saying. And it was just, it made me, it made me a little irritated because there was a lot of people that knew me personally that kind of just stopped fucking with me. They just didn't like, they were like, oh yeah, bro. Like before I made the King of the River 2 track, it was all like, yeah, bro, you're dope. Yeah, bro, you're dope. As soon as I made the King of the River 2 track, it was like, bro, whatever, bro. Like, you're like, yeah, bro, we don't fuck with you. Like, and it's like, it changes up really quick once people start seeing like different stuff and whatever. But at the end of the day, like I said, I kept it true to myself. I always keep it true to myself. I always try to tell the truth, whatever I do. And then especially with the music shit. If anybody ever had any questions, I never opposed to answering them, but people just decided to accuse and just, point fingers. And stuff.
That's what it is, because today you're held on trial on Instagram.
Right.
That's what today's trial is. It's not even a court anymore. It's you're held on trial, and we're the judge, and we pronounce you guilty. On Instagram.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's it's fun. Like I said, like if people like I've had people make songs about me because of this shit. Like,
okay, hold that thought. We're gonna come right back to that.
Okay,
we're gonna take a 10-minute break, and we're gonna come right back. So,
cool, sounds good.
Once again, Infinite TGM. Make sure you call somebody, text somebody, slap the shit out of somebody, let them know that the king is in the building. We'll be back 10 minutes.
Ice Cube getting dumb at the Roadium with the funky drum, and you know my man Steve can get some. With a fool like Tony A when he plays stupid dope shit by WA. You wanna spray? Dumb motherfuckers, no doubt. And sucker DJ, get the fuck out. Tony A.
What did you say your name? What did you say?
Tony A.
I have won 1 million battles.
You'll call somebody, text somebody, slap the shit out of somebody.
Cameras, action, sound. Give me that mic, I'm about to go down.
Thinking of a master plan.
This story's funny. I met this girl and she had money.
Welcome back, everybody, to Roadium Radio, episode 179, and we're going to go ahead and jump right back into it with Infinite TGM, the Grand Master. I'm surprised people haven't got mad that you call yourself the Grand Master.
I guess it's not as problematic as the king, I guess.
Oh, okay. But now, okay, so just to kind of like sum things up, you did a song called The Rib 1, King of the Rib, that was one, King of the Rib 2, and that's the one that brought you pretty much a lot of heat.
Right.
And people misinterpreted one line and pretty much said that you were, I guess what, saying something shady about your own neighborhood or something?
So they thought I was just disrespecting my neighborhood.
Dissing your neighborhood, but yeah, you still live there.
Right.
See, it kind of doesn't even make sense. Because look, and I'm not blaming these people because I don't know the people that, you know, that said these things about you, but I think sometimes maybe we just ought to relax and just ask first before we jump to conclusions, you know? So I know this one individual that DM'd me on my last page before I got my page deleted, and he sent me the video, and there was a song where at first I kind of thought it was you. They got somebody to play you. So, but it wasn't you, obviously.
It wasn't, no.
So they got somebody to somewhat look like you, and then they kind of like, it was like a diss song?
Yeah, so it was a diss song against, it was a response to King of the Rib 2. He felt like he needed to diss me because he was one of the people that felt like I was disrespecting, you know, the neighborhood that I currently live in. So he literally decided to grab somebody who looks exactly like me, put him in a music video. Mind you, he shot a whole ass music video to this. Like, it's like super like well
dedicated to you.
Yeah. So he he got this guy who looks like me, kind of just messes around with him in the video, kind of punks him a little bit, like, you know, makes fun of him, all this other stuff.
Right.
So I remember seeing the video. And I laughed because it's funny. You know what I mean? It's funny because I'd rather sit back and laugh at it than be upset. Right. Because it's like, okay, you literally went through all the trouble to shoot a whole full-length video and dedicate it to me. And not only that, like on top of it, it was comedy. It was funny as hell. And if anything, I told him when the whole shit went down, I posted on my Instagram. I'm like, bro, you do better as a comedian than a fucking rapper. You know what I'm saying? So it was just like, trust me, he gets points for being funny as hell. He gets hella points for that. But as far as the rap side, yeah, bro. I mean, you know, I try my best not to get into conflicts with people who, you know, I feel I shouldn't waste my time on.
Right.
But there's just something there was things that I did say on King of the Rib 2 that I said, yo, if anybody wants to come at me, they can come at me and I will respond. So I had to stay true to that. I had to stay true to my word as far as when I said that, because that's what I said. So literally an hour after the video was put out, I wrote my response. And I recorded it and I put it out. But I didn't put it out on YouTube. I didn't put it out on streaming platforms. I just put it on my IG. I put it on my IG. I tagged him in it. Got no response from there. After that, everything went silent. Nothing happened.
See, now here's my thing, okay? And I don't know who this person is. And you know what? I wish him well. You know, when he could have just easily just asked you. You responded and got nothing.
Nothing.
Okay, here's my thing. Usually when I get people that come on my Instagram and they talk shit. They never talk shit to me during the day, like right now or earlier.
Right.
They wait till like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning when they know I'm probably knocked out, and they write on all my posts, "Fuck you, your show sucks," or whatever. So I kind of wake up to that, you know, and I'm like, oh, this guy must have been drunk.
Right.
You know. And then many times I will not even, and if they're watching, you know who you are. Many times I will not even respond. But this one, I just decided, like, okay, I got time today.
Yeah.
Let me respond. And I respond. And many times, I'm a very confrontational person, bro.
Right.
When people, you know, I've had people that try to push up on me. But this is where, honestly, I'm just going to be honest with you. I'm not trying to prove that I'm this toughest guy, because I'm not.
Right.
But I am a man.
Right.
I push back. And usually when I do, hey, bro, I wasn't trying to come at you that way. 99% of the time, they all back off.
Right.
So my thing is, like, why even come at me that way? Like, why? Not one person, and I go out a lot. And many times when I go out by myself. Not one person has ever came up to me and said, hey, what's up? Has anybody ever approached you in that manner?
Yeah. So basically, the thing is with this, it's funny because the thing with this is that this person who did do this song, he was quote unquote a fan before.
Really?
He was a person who was like, yo, bro, I fuck with your music. Yo, bro, your music is tight. Yo, bro, like, yeah, let's do a song. Yo, bro, let's do this. Yo, always just hitting me up, sending me his shit, like, yo, check my song out. Yo, check this out. Yo, tell me what you think. And it be like I didn't understand at first, like, why, because like I had realized, because this is kind of like a longer story between me and this person. Okay. And to make it long story short, he had started saying a couple things about me, because I was very into like Instagram challenges and like rap challenges and stuff. Okay. So he had started off by shooting a couple shots that I had hoped at the time that it wasn't about me, and I later to find out it was. And so he kept doing these challenges, and I remember I messaged him about it, and I was like, yo, so what is your problem? Like, what is it? What is the problem that you have with me, bro? I've never even met you a day in my life. I've never seen you in person. All this shit that you're talking, all these things that you're saying, like, bro, you don't know me. You know what I mean? Right. And so he, of course, like, nah, bro, like, I fuck with your music. How I'm gonna look stupid if I'm over here like talking shit, and I'm a fan of you. All this other shit, and I'm just like, okay, so. I'm like, all right, so I let it go. That was it. After that, it was cool. Then, you know, later on, I come to find out that he was still talking shit. He was still saying this, still saying that. Yeah. And so then when I came out with King of the Riv 2, that's when, I don't know what happened. I don't know what kind of growth spurt he had, but he kind of decided to shoot back at me with the song that he made. And when I shot back at him again, I didn't fail to mention about how he was always constantly hitting me up about how he thought I was cool and how he thought my music was dope. And, you know, it's always the people who supposedly fuck with you and that are always later on like, oh man, fuck this guy is this and this guy.
Of course,
you know
that's the way it happens. You know, these enemies are not strangers. They're people
they're
at one point possibly called you a friend.
Right.
You know, but you know what? Here's what I would like for you to do. If anybody ever wants you to address it again, you know, just tell them like this. I already addressed that episode 179.
Yeah, for
That's
sure.
it, because you don't need to continue to go on and on and on and on. You know, I got a good idea. Maybe you should do a King of the Riv 3 and get the guy that played you.
Right.
Put him in your video.
I know, right?
That'll be dope.
I should definitely do that. I'll probably definitely reach out.
Yeah,
see what's good.
That would be dope, man.
Yeah.
So now, let's ask a couple of questions about some of the other stuff, some of these notes that I have here.
Okay, cool.
Okay, you have the alternative album. Is that already dropped?
Yes, that's out on all platforms.
When did that drop?
So that dropped in April, I believe.
Okay.
Back in
April. And alternative is a little bit on the rock side?
Yeah, so it's like more of like a soft modern rock, like rock and roll kind of stuff. Okay. A lot of it is like it's not anywhere near hip hop. There's no hip hop in it at all. Okay. It's all just like it's full guitars, drums, bass, all that. Just very like,
all live?
No, not all live. So
okay.
A lot of it is pre-recorded.
Okay.
A lot of it was pre-recorded, and I had some people who had just like stuff just laying around. They're like, yo, it's like it's constructed already. They sent it my way. It already has all the beats, like all the everything, all the instruments on it, and I'll just go ahead and record my vocals over it and mix and master it.
How was that for you, knowing that it was a little different for you?
It was very It was a little challenging, a little bit, just because I didn't know how it was gonna go as far as like me putting it out, and two, just like first, like when I would listen back to a lot of the songs that I made, I'd be like, yo, this sounds cool, but I don't know how other people are gonna take it. You know what I mean? Like this sounds good to me. Like it sounds cool to me, but what sounds good to me might not sound good to somebody else. You know what I'm saying? Right. When I was making it in the process, it was kind of just different because like I had to use more of like a singing voice than I did rap. You know what I mean? So it was more sing-song melodies, harmonies, stuff like that, background stuff. So I was like very like experimental when it came down to it. And like it was like a very different style change as far as like songwriting and lyric writing. Like it's not like the same as like when you're writing like hip hop. You have to be like super like whimsical and lyrical and all this other stuff. But when it came to like writing these alternative songs, it was a lot more simpler, but it was more complex lyrics. Like it was more things like you would listen to and be like, huh, I wonder what he means by that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that I try to make it that way, so where it's not like super obvious what I'm trying to say, but just more like catchy rhythms and catchy harmonies to like get people's attention going, and then they can like later on listen to the album and be like, damn, I wonder what he means by when he says this or when he says that. You know what I mean? Okay. So it was good. It was a good experience. I feel like I had fun making that album. It was really fun. I had a couple features on there from a couple close friends of mine and stuff. So it was pretty good. I think.
How many songs are on that album?
Dang, I believe I keep forgetting. I think there's like about 8.
Okay, about 8.
Yeah,
okay.
I think so. Mm-hmm.
Is that available at all in hard copy, or is it just pretty much on all major platforms?
It's just digital. Everything's digital. Yeah, just all the like Apple Music, Spotify, and all that.
Okay, and that was Runaway Sweetheart.
Yes, Runaway Sweetheart.
Make sure you guys look that up. Infinite TGM, Runaway Sweetheart, his alternative album. Then you have a song, Heavy is the Crown with Bodega Bams.
Yes, sir.
Now, Heavy is the Crown. Here we go again. Okay. What fill us in. What's up with that song?
So when I made that song right after King of the Riv 2.
Okay.
Right after. And right after I made King of the Riv 2, I flew back to New York for like about 2 weeks. I was out there visiting family and stuff. I linked up with my guy Bodega Bams. Bodega Bams, if you don't know, he's very well put in the industry. You know what I'm saying? He's done a lot of songs with like Joel Ortiz, like a lot of dudes from Slaughterhouse, like Eminem's label and stuff like that. He's been like around in his little circle and stuff. So I linked up with him in New York. Went to the studio. And I had this song. I was like, yo, I just need somebody from New York to put that kind of style on it, because I knew I was going out there, right, and I wanted to make like kind of like a New York style kind of song. So when I was working on it, I was like, yo, it'd be dope if I got him like on a feature on it. So like I hit him up. I was like, look, bro, I got the song. Just check it out. Let me know if you fuck with it. And yeah, he hit me up. He hit me back. He was like, yeah, bro, this song's sick. Let's do it. So we flew out to New York, did the music video out there with him and everything, recorded the song. He recorded his verse at a studio out there in Manhattan. And yeah, man, and that's pretty much all it was. But it was a very dope song. And
what was the response you got to that song?
It was cool, and it was a lot. It was a lot because people who know like underground stuff, like I feel like Bodega is a lot like underground. Okay. People are like, there's a lot of people that are familiar with him. People were like, yo, that's crazy. You did a song with Bodega Bams. That's tight. That's cool. And so I was like, yeah. So it was really fun, and it was a lot of people liked it. A lot of people liked that song, and people still play it to this day. You know what I mean? So it was
that's
cool.
Dope. Mm-hmm. That's dope. So now we come to the new album. Okay, and the Reggaeton album. And I'm going to try to pronounce it again. Okay.
Go ahead.
Equilibrio.
You got it. You always, bro, trust me, I have a problem pronouncing this shit too. I'm hoping I'm saying it right. Equilibrio.
Equilibrio.
Eki. It's like equilibrio. Yeah.
Equilibrio.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know. I think that's it. I'm praying that's it, because I have my boy Angel. He's more of the Spanish speaker in the group. So he's like, bro, you're saying it wrong. And I'm like, fuck, I know. I'm sorry. But like I said, like me and my boy Jay Super, we are not super fluent. Like, we know Spanish. We understand it. We can translate it and shit. But when it comes to writing music in Spanish,
right,
it's hella hard. It was just hella hard for us. It was hella hard for him. It's hella hard for me. Angel was kind of like more of like the guy who knew what he was writing about. He's like, yeah, you got to say it like this. Now you're pronouncing this wrong. You're saying this the wrong way. So we were like, shit. We would like flip back and go and change like lyrics.
Now, for those that may not know, what does that mean?
Equilibrium is balance. It's like the balance. So basically, the whole concept of the album is the balance between. It's a balance between everything. So like most of the songs that we talk about is like love songs, heartbreak songs,
okay,
toxic relationships, stuff like that. So it's the balance between love, and then like there's like the toxic kind of love. You know what I'm saying? There's
Right.
good like white, light and dark. You know, stuff like that. There's always good parts of relationships, bad parts of relationships. There's always you
Yeah.
know. So it's basically just a balance of everything in between. So
Okay, so here we have. Let's go through the first song. Now, maybe I'm pronouncing it wrong, but it's Mami and then two.
no. So it's Miami. It's just Miami.
Okay, because I see Miami and then
Two, yes, it's Miami 2, yeah, Miami 2. So we did a song called Miami. It was on one of our other albums, but it was an English song. It
Okay.
was an English song. It was one of our other albums. We did an album called Message from a Bottle. And
Message from a Bottle.
yeah, we did it. And it was all English, super like poppy, kind of R&B kind of stuff. And we did a song called Miami. And when we were working on the Reggaeton album, it was like a song that was generated. It was like basically, you know, all based off like a Miami kind of vibe and stuff. So we were like, fuck it, let's just call it Miami 2. So it was like kind of like the second part.
Okay.
But just in Spanish. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So yeah, so Miami 2, Miami 2 is kind of just like just a turn up song. Just people something that gets people riled up in the club and stuff like that. People are just
Hell
very
yeah.
hype, and you know, it's like it's just a vibe. Yeah, it's definitely a vibe.
that'll work. Track number 2, Muévelo.
Muévelo is one of the first tracks that we made. I think it was the first track that we did a music video for. We did
Okay.
Yeah, so there's a music video out for that. You can all the videos you can find on my channel, Infinite TGM Pro. That's my YouTube channel. We did a music video to Muévelo. It was fun. So like it's like another just party songs about being in the club, dancing, people who want to just move and you know just have a good time and have fun. That's mostly what the songs are about. In like the first half, it's just getting people on their feet, getting people to start getting really attracted to it, trying to hook them in. You know what I'm saying, to the rest of the album, and just like oh, okay, like this is dope, and then they get more into the album, and it's like, oh, okay, you start like listening to like the storytelling and stuff like that more. But
Right.
yeah, so Muévelo, that music video is out now. It's on YouTube. You guys can go check that out and stuff. So it's
I'm gonna have to check that one out because I don't think I've seen that one.
yeah, it's on my YouTube channel. Yeah, it's just called Muévelo. It's by J Super, Angel, and Infinite TGM.
Okay, and Hay Calor.
Oh, Hay Calor. That's a good one too. That one's actually pretty cool because we mixed in a bunch of different just Hispanic cultures. So like it was our first time doing like really like a dembow track, like dembow, whatever. Dembow is kind of like more of a hyper like reggaeton. It's just like very just fast paced, and you're just like it's like a very movement. You know what I'm saying? You move a lot to it. What was dope about this track was that everybody on this track is from a different Hispanic background. So we had my boy J Super, he's Peruvian. My boy Angel, he's Mexican. I'm Salvadorian, Guatemalan.
Okay.
We had another guy on there. His name is BNB. He's from Puerto Rico. And then and my boy M4, he's from Argentina. So we had all these kind of cultures just mixed in, and then we kind of just started just like saying fuck. We just started like flipping like different like because you know a lot of pronunciations in Spanish is like very different. You know what I'm saying? So like we were all just like we just said let's just put together like this big cultural track and just make it some like fun with it, make it super hype, and
Right.
you know that's how that came about. So it's a very like hyped up track.
You know, I'm glad that you mentioned that you're half Salvadorian, half Guatemalan because even though I was born here and both of my parents are from Mexico, okay, I think that because LA or possibly all of California is predominantly all Chicanos, Mexican, that I think many times I'm not going to say they, but we assume that everybody's just Mexican.
Right.
Have you ever been thrown under that umbrella of your Chicano rapper?
Yeah, many times. People. That's what people used to think before. Like they were like, "Oh, you do a Chicano rap, right?" I'm like, I mean, I rap. Like I just, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like so, people have always said that. People have said that before, but they kind of now it's kind of different. Like they see the music I do now, and they kind of get the hint. And it's like I'm not just like I don't do Chicano rap like that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Not that there's anything wrong with it. I'm just it's just not my style of music.
Yeah, not just your style. Okay, so now let's look at track number 4, Diabla.
That's a really good track. That's featuring my homegirl Mozzie. As she's the one who's actually been helping us like do like shows and stuff like that. It's a pretty cool track. It's just it's about somebody who knows how to like it's just somebody. It's about a girl who's just toxic. A girl who's just very.
I think we all know somebody like that.
A girl who just knows how to play the game. You know what I mean? A girl that's like she's like a diabla. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna have to listen to that song.
Yeah, it's fun. It's cool. It's like I said, a lot of these are fun tracks. They're like really fun tracks, and we had an amazing time making them. And a lot of them are based off situations that we just all been in before. You know what I mean? Everybody's been involved with somebody who's toxic. Everybody's been involved with somebody who's pretty just crazy. But it's so that's pretty much what that is. Just overall, it's just about a girl who's just kind of crazy, who's kind of toxic.
You know, I can go there, but I'm not. I can go.
I feel it. Not just me.
Okay, decisiones.
Decisiones, it's funny because my boy Jay Supa came up with the topic for this one. It's about trying to choose what girl you want to be with. Like, it's like you're in the club. Like, I'm telling you, a lot of these situations are really bad. Some are toxic, some are not. It's like about being like in the club and trying to figure out like what girl you want to like go home with. Like, you have a girl who's like crazy, or you know, kind of like she's like wild and stuff. You got a girl who's kind of like a little bit shy, but she attends to your needs, things like that. You know what I mean? So it's like trying to choose, like, all right, do I go home with this one or that one? It's like, it's just decisions, like decisions, like what, you know, what who am I going home with, kind of thing.
Okay. Let me ask you. Growing up, what type of girl were you attracted to?
Growing up, I mean,
was it the flashy nightclub, Kim Kardashian, you know, type of female?
Not really, honestly. I mean, I've honestly never really been into like a girl who's kind of like super, like, you know,
like the more you show, the better they look.
Yeah, no, I've never really been a person who's been attracted to that. Like, I mean, if they show, it's cool and everything, but it's like, I feel like, I don't know, I feel like I enjoy a person who knows what they have, but is like not willing to just show it to anybody. You know what I'm saying? Not willing to put it out there for everybody to see and for like people to just be like, oh, look at me. You know what I'm saying? Kind of thing.
Yeah. You know, I mean, I know what you mean when you say, you know, it looks cool. Yeah, it's eye candy.
Yeah,
you know,
of course.
It is. But me growing up, honestly, and maybe because just the way my mom was,
right.
I like plain Janes.
Okay. I get
like,
that.
you don't even have to wear makeup.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know, it's like you fall in love with the beauty of a person inside.
Right.
And the outside is just a bonus.
Yeah, pretty much.
You know what I'm saying? They attend to your needs. You know, they love you, and you love them, and shower her with beautiful words. You know, just plain Janes. I've never been attracted to the ones, you know, those types.
Right.
You know, it just never have been my thing.
Right.
You know, so. I said,
no, I feel it. I get you. No, I get you 100% though.
Yeah,
for sure.
I like my queen covered.
Right.
Okay. So, Tentación.
It's just being tempted. That song is about being tempted by somebody who. So, you know, guys aren't innocent either. You know what I mean? Guys play their games. Guys fuck around, do that shit. This song's about being tempted by a girl who does the same things you do.
Okay.
The same thing, the same games. They know what's up. You know what I mean? Like, they know you play, they know you do your thing and stuff. So they do the same. But you're attracted to that, and you're attracted. You want something with that person, but it's like you can't. You know you can't, but you want to either way. It's like very toxic. It's very bad.
Damn.
But yeah. So so. It's just, but that one's like a very slower. It's like a little slower jam, but it's pretty. You can still move to it. It's pretty.
You know,
good.
it's funny that the way you explained that song, because there's this old '80s song. Look it up. It's called. It's the name of the singer is Ray Parker Jr.
Okay.
He's the guy who sings the Ghostbuster song.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Ray Parker Jr. Had a career obviously before Ghostbusters,
right?
But he had a song that said, "A woman needs love just like you do," and then he actually goes on to say, pretty much everything that you do, she can do too.
Right. Exactly.
That's what that reminded me of.
Oh, okay.
So
yeah. So yeah, it's pretty much that's what that song's about. It's you encounter people like that sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Like people who know like girls and who like kind of like know like what's up with the whole game. Because you know sometimes you just be going out, you just want to have fun and stuff, and girls see that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So people, you know, they know.
Okay. Then you had Tentación. Now you have Atención.
So Atención is being involved with a female who only craves attention. Being involved with a female who only wants attention.
Is it safe to say, or maybe I'm going overboard, an attention whore?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So it's pretty much that. It's pretty much a girl who just, you know, just like who's all over the place, is all over social media, posting this, posting that, doing this, doing that. You know what I mean? Just for attention. Just all for attention. And yeah, that one's pretty simple. This is very, very simple. It's about, yeah.
All right. I'm gonna stay quiet on that one too. But, damn. Like
yeah, you gotta listen to the album, man. It all makes sense. It all makes sense what you go through.
It sounds like the soundtrack to somebody's life. Okay. Okay. Solo.
So solo is automatic. Solo is about being in love with somebody who you know is no good for you. Solo is like it's about being like super involved with someone who you know for a fact that she's no good, that she doesn't have any of your interests involved, like she's not into you whatever whatsoever in that way where you want her to be, but you still love her though. You still fall for her.
I know a couple of guys like that. I know a couple of guys like that.
You still want to be with her, you still want to wife her up, but you know that she's not loyal, she's not trustworthy, she's nothing. Yeah. And that song is that's
on the weekend she's go.
Yeah. So. No, that's honestly my favorite song off the album.
All right.
Yeah, it's like one of my favorite songs off the album. Solo, yeah.
And then we come to Recuerdos.
Recuerdos is like you're trying to figure this girl out. You're trying to see what she's about. You're trying to figure out whether or not she's just playing a game or if she actually is really into you, or it's like that being super just unsure about what it is that you want with this person. You know you want something with her, you know you want to be with her, but it's like, I don't know what you're about though. You get what I'm saying?
Right,
so it's like, I'm not sure. Yeah, so that's like, again, that's pretty straightforward. And real quick, I just want to say, shout out to everybody who's been featuring on these songs too, like on Decision is my boy Woke. He's a dude who's actually been famous on TikTok. He like blew up on TikTok for a little bit.
Shit.
Yeah, and like Real 92.3 posted him and all that. It was cool. So he like blew up on TikTok, and so he started doing music with us and stuff. So he's been really cool.
That's awesome.
Dope dude. And then on Tentacion, my boy Nathan O'Brien sang on that song. He doesn't speak a lick of Spanish, but he did it. And we were there and we were on it. And he did such a good job on that song too. So yeah, so shout out to, and then on Solo, my boy Torel. Torel's actually from Canada. And he just like sent vocals over. I met him online and stuff. He was like, he does reggaeton music out there, so he just like sent vocals over, and we were like, yeah. So it came out really good. So shout out to those guys. And on Recuerdos, my homegirl Melanie Martinez. Melanie Duarte. I'm sorry, Melanie Duarte. She did the song on Recuerdos, so she did it really good.
Okay, and then the last but not least, track number 10, Buscando Amor.
Buscando Amor. It's just trying. It's like. Basically what it is buscando amor, looking for love. Like you're looking for love in somebody who you're looking for love in somebody has no intentions of loving you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You're looking for somebody you're looking for something in somebody that's not there. It's not gonna happen.
It sounds like that country song. Looking for love in all the wrong places.
Basically, that just basically sums that up. That's basically what that's about. You know what I'm saying? So
well, but look, let's be honest, sometimes guys and girls are not looking for love. They're just you want to kick it.
Of course. Mm-hmm.
You know, you want to kick it, drink a 40, Netflix and chill.
Yeah.
But but here's what happens.
Yeah.
You start catching feelings after a while. Mm-hmm. You know, where are you going to go? I want to go to the club. Mm-hmm. Oh, well, I just thought we could kick it. Wait, you said no strings attached. Yeah, I know, but I'm starting to catch feelings.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Looking for love in all the wrong places. I'm going to sample that for you, homie.
For sure. That'll be tight.
So, okay, look. We're not going to go on too much longer because we're going to have another guest. Cujo was supposed to be here. And, much love, much respect to Cujo. He wasn't able to make it. I didn't have him booked. I had asked him ahead of time to come.
Right.
But he's got some family things that he needs to attend to. And, I wish him the best. He'll be back. Cujo is a regular here. He's loved and respected here. And he introduced us.
Right. Yeah, that's true.
I asked Cujo, I said, who out there, because, of course, that's when he came out with If I Was Cocky.
Right. Yeah,
to me, it's a fucking banger. Mm-hmm. And I said, he goes, bro, you got to get my boy Infinite. He brags so much about it.
I remember he hit me up. He was like, hey, I got you in an interview with Tony. Don't miss it. I was just like, oh shit. I was like, all right, no, for sure, I got you. He was like, yeah, bro. He's like, I put in a good word for you, my boy. He's like, just make sure you show up and do your thing. And I was like, all right, for sure, man. I appreciate it. So I appreciate Cujo a lot, man, because he also, he actually helped me a lot with kind of like growing myself too. You know what I'm saying? Like he put me on his cipher and stuff like that. Like he had a contest like about a year ago. I think it was like a year ago, 2 years ago. He had like a small contest, and he picked me as one of the winners. And
really?
It was dope. So we put together like this little big cipher in Riverside. a bunch of dope spitters, MCs, and stuff like that. So he put it out on like Latin beats and things. So it was cool. But yeah, shout out to Cujo. Cujo's definitely someone dope. I had him on an album I made like about a year ago. I had an album called Pandemic 2. He's on that album. And I know he's working on stuff right now too. We did a song for his album. Not sure if it's gonna make it or not, but regardless, I just, I appreciate him for taking the time to like, listen to me and show me, different things and stuff like that. So.
Yeah, we had a long conversation yesterday, and today he just pretty much just told me that he wasn't going to be able to make it. So I got to respect that, because there's a lot of people that cancel.
Right.
There's people that actually cancel and then never asked to be rescheduled. They just say, I'm not going to be able to make it. I never asked them, do you want to be rescheduled? And some people say, you know what, I can't make it that day. Something came up. I overplanned or I overbooked and I shouldn't have. Can you please just reschedule? And I truly respect that. But there are people that just cancel and they just say, hey, you know what? I just can't make it. And they never bother to reschedule. I don't know what happened. The sad thing is that the fans lose because many times those are people that the fans have requested.
Right.
And they always hit me up. How come we never got this guy? How come we never? And sometimes I have to tell them, look, I'm not going to badmouth them, but when they just cancel and they don't tell me, like, I don't have nothing to tell you other than they just canceled.
Yeah.
And that's just the way it is, But I definitely will not ever beg anybody, to be here.
Right, of course.
My thing is this, that if you love this craft, if you love hip-hop, you love music, and you're trying to make a living off of it, and you love your fans, why wouldn't you want to give your fans, you know what I'm saying? What they want from you.
Right.
So, but other than that, man, is there anything that I didn't ask you, anything you wanted to cover, anything you wanted to bring up?
Not really, man. Just, it's basically, I'm always on the grind. I'm always working. I'm always making new music. So right now we're just currently working on doing music videos for literally every song on Equilibrio. We're doing like a music video for every single track. So we're working on that right now, just promoting this album, pushing it, doing performances and stuff like that. So other than that, everything's pretty much all caught up on all we're, just stay tuned for the videos, stay tuned for new music. And who knows, we might branch off and do a different genre or something else, something different.
Any shows coming out, where can people see, Infinite 2021? Anything booked yet? And if not, they can contact you in your DM? Okay.
Yeah, so basically I don't have anything like super, super crazy booked right now. We've just been kind of doing like last minute shows here and there. I got a show coming up this Sunday at Locals Only Cafe.
Okay.
So if anybody wants to pull up, you guys can pull up. It's gonna be dope. We're gonna be doing a couple songs off Equilibrio too. So we're gonna be it's a dope little spot here in LA. It's in LA.
Okay.
So yeah, so if you guys want to show up, Locals Cafe, you know what I'm saying, we go on about 7 p.m.
And you'll be promoting this on your page?
Yeah, I'll be promoting it on my Instagram. You guys can find the flyer there on my Instagram at InfiniteTGM. I got the flyer on there and everything, so that's gonna be this Sunday.
I want to ask you about this one guy that I really, really like. Okay. He's from Fresno. The king of Fresno.
Okay.
MC Wicks. You ever heard of him?
Nah, I don't think I have, man. I think I've never heard of him.
Okay. I'm going to send you some of his stuff.
Okay, for sure.
Hopefully, because hopefully you like his stuff, because I'm trying to put together something that I haven't went public with yet.
Right.
And I want to include you in it.
Okay, for sure.
All I'm going to need is like a verse. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, of course.
And I'm trying to do something because everybody that I've interviewed here, I want to continue to shine light on you guys. Hopefully these things travel, and because we got people from Canada, Australia, Germany watching. You know, and you never know when they may just say, "Hey, we want Infinite."
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But this guy Wicks is more of a underground rapper.
Okay.
And he came out here. He drove out here, man. I truly, truly appreciate him coming out here. And the whole interview, he wore his crown.
Really?
Yeah. He wore his crown. And not only was it dope, him just sitting there wearing his crown, but when we opened up the gate, he drove in wearing the crown.
That's tight. That's sick. That's dope.
Yeah, and I don't think he ever got any heat for saying he was the king.
Yeah, probably not.
So, anyways, other than that, shout-outs.
Yeah, man. Shout out to my boy Jay Super. Shout out to my boy Angel. Shout out to everybody listening, tuning in. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to yeah, that's it. Yeah, shout out to all the fans. Shout out to everybody who's been supporting and listening to the album. Everybody who's been bumping the new album and just like really putting their time in to like give it a listen and give me feedback and stuff like that. I appreciate all you guys too. You know, I always support. I always appreciate the support because, you know, I feel like it's very important for like everybody to support their local artists. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I appreciate everybody who's been listening. Shout out to my city, Riverside. I'm gonna just take my time to say this. Like, I don't care who says what. I don't care who gets mad at me for saying it. I don't care who tries to judge me for saying it. But Riverside's my home, and I'm always gonna be. You know, Riverside's always gonna be in my heart. So, anybody who says what about what is cool. Like, I'm not tripping on it. Riverside's where I'm from. Is what I represent, and I represent the Inland Empire. So that's just what it is. But yeah, shout out to my boys. You know, we're gonna continue to make music and shit. Is make this shit dope, and you know, it's gonna be sick. So, cool. Well,
first of all, I want to say thank you. First of all, for coming through and giving me the honor and the pleasure to interview you. And I want to encourage the fans. You know, if you guys never listened to his music, go check it out. I encourage you to go check it out. You truly would not be disappointed. The guy can spit. Okay, and he's showing you his versatility with alternative, not only a rap but also with reggaeton. Reggaeton right now is very, very hot. You get the girls on the dance floor,
for sure.
You know, you got it. Okay, I want to make one announcement. I got hit up today by my friend Salvi Mami, and she does a lot of pop-ups. And next month she's gonna be doing like some event. I'm not sure if it's open to the public. Maybe I'm speaking too soon. I'm not sure, but every time she has one of these pop-ups, it's always jam-packed. She's always invited me. I just got the box, actually several hundreds of CDs for Mr. D's 2 songs from the single, the introduction, the video. Now, somebody asked me, are there 2 full songs on the CD? Absolutely. We only did 1 verse for the video of 1 song called No Love, and then 1 verse of the song called Let's Get It On. So we did 1 verse for the video only. But the CD that we have has the full versions, 2 verses, 2 chorus, 2 verses, 2 chorus of No Love and Let's Get It On. And we're gonna be doing a meet and greet for Mr. D, hopefully next month. And that's where we'll be selling everything. So if you wanna come out, buy his poster, buy his glossy, buy a CD, have him autograph it, take a picture with him. You know what? Come on out. I will be there. I'm going to get more of the specifics from Salvi Mami, and then the week before this happens, we'll bring her on with Mr. D, and we'll promote it and let you guys know so you guys could come out, chill with us, and take it from there. Other than that, we're already working on Mr. D's new music. I'm already about 6 songs into his album. We're going to do maybe about 18 total tracks and release about 12. Hopefully that should be out by November or December, but we're filming his next video. As of right now, we're planning it for August. But you'll be able to buy these 2 full songs, because people always say all he does is 1 verses. These are full songs, but you got to purchase the CD. So other than that, let me give a shout out to Alex Cervantes Enterprise. Once again, you got a hoopty that needs to be fixed, hit up my boy at 8 Cervantes Enterprise on Instagram. My son B. Scanless will help me promote this. And also Anthony, the Hip Hop Jedi. And also I want to thank me. And I want to thank everybody who supports me, everybody who showed me love, everybody who stood with me, who's been on the live chat, talking crap, not talking crap, who's liked, subscribed, comment, like, dislike, doesn't matter. You guys are still here. The Roadium Radio Warriors, stay up, stay blessed. I'll be back Sunday with a San Diego legend. I have 2 guests. I got one coming in, I believe, I want to say Brooklyn.
Oh, sick.
Yeah, and then one guy coming in from San Diego. So stay tuned. I'll release those flyers hopefully tomorrow. Other than that, we had just a short show because our second guest didn't show up, but it didn't matter. We got everything done with Infinite. Go check out his music. Go to YouTube, all major platforms. Infinite, TGM, in the motherfucking building. IE, stand up.
Yes, sir.
Stay blessed, you guys. See you guys later.
You got it.